Okay, so now we're going to begin applying the pale gold to these parts. Now, mind you, you can't just do a standard, spray of paint and then you're done. You want to give it little light coats. Until you see a little bit of it come up. It's kind of hard to see this in the light. Man, it's a little bit more. There we go. Let's pull up another one for an example. And because of the light, it makes it difficult for me to record this. Here we go. Put the two side by side so you can see the effect. And this one here, very highly reflective. And again, the bottle says to use 15 down to 10 psi's. I have it down to 10. However, it's not something you want to spray it all in one shot. You want to tack it a bit first before you apply the second coat. Pull out these two. As you can see. Okay, so as you can see, it's dried up a bit. And I'm going to apply a second layer now, a little bit more concentrated. There you go. Look at that. What do I do on this one now? Like I said, I did one layer. Here comes number two. That. And then we'll have this guy here. that. Nice and shiny. Oops. I do have one here that I did finish before, and I wanted to show like a side-by-side comparison. Here is the first layer of this paint that I applied a little bit of, and then here's the final results right there. Very nice. Alright, let me finish up this and then we'll review all the remaining parts. So here's a much more closer look at some of the parts that have finished drying. Mainly these two parts I want to show you. Check that out. Supposedly these things open up or something like that. But yeah, that came out pretty good. This is part, of course, the chest part. That one, and I think there's another one here, which I never bothered to remove. Here we go. So here's another one. I believe it goes like this. But yeah, look at that. That's pretty good. I like how it came out. This one also came out pretty good as well. Nice and shiny and reflective. This is actually far better results than my previous tests were. But then again, I was trying to do it as perfectly as possible. Perfectly as possible. I just love this reflectiveness and the shine. It came out really good. I had two more parts that I had to redo again because sometimes when you paint, certain particles sticks to the part, and then you don't realize it until after it's all done to say, oh wait a minute, this is not going to look good. So I had to resand it down, reprime it, repaint it, and I'm waiting for the white layer of the paint to dry, so then that way I can repaint it the chrome and then repaint it gold again, so I can get it all done. But I would say a majority of all the parts for these are done. The pale gold parts are done, sans 2, which I need to fix. So we're done with this. Let's move on to the next part, which would be, of course, the mirror gold for Lexan parts. So right now I'm in the midst of removing some of the leftover plastic parts from I would call this the second tier red color parts for the Sazabi excuse me. Just cleaning up a little bit of the leftover plastic, and then I'm gonna use my hobby knife to clean up the rest, and then of course sand it down. Just got to be very careful not to completely chop it off, because when I sand it down, I want to make sure it's nice and flush. I came across a few things on these parts that I realized, just because I'm painting it all gold, it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be complete. There is more things to this kit, or to these parts, as you could say, that I didn't realize, and I wanted to share this with you. We'll begin with these parts over here. Now we all know that this is actually part of, well, for those of you who don't know, this part is actually part of the huge back waist part, the waist armor. And as you could see, these comes with these little vents. It would have been nice if it was a separate part, but I guess they found a way of not doing that. They did it this way. So during the course of me painting this, I'm going to have to, once I give it the layers of colors until the point I get to the chrome. I'm gonna have to wait until it dries, maybe give it a protective coat just in case, and then get masking tape and mask the whole thing here and here. And I think I may want to do this part and this part as well, so that way when I paint the gold, it'll go right over the rest of the parts and not this. So we have that as an example here. I don't see any example for this part. There is another one. Oh yes, here we go. This is portion of the shield. And if you look over here, on this page, you know, the inside of the shield, the trim part had to be painted gunmetal. The rest is going to be covered up by the remaining parts. But here, as you can see, as it goes down, it continues the gunmetal trim. So, like what I'm going to do with that part, once everything is chromed up, or actually, no, that's different, because now I got to do this. I guess I'm going to have to paint the whole thing gold, then mask it, and then repaint this gunmetal. Maybe I may have to. Maybe I can gunmetal it first, then cover it with masking tape, then paint the rest chrome, and then gold. It seems like a more viable choice. What do you guys think? Yeah, I don't see any other parts here that I need to do that. This is part of the shield, of course. This one is also part of the... Well, I can't tell. I think, wait a minute, this has to be the... You know what? It'd be a good idea to test fit this. This is the one of the silver parts that I painted. So if I put that here, like so, that will show up like that, but then that will show up all gold. I think I'm gonna have to do the same thing like I'm gonna do with the back shield. Would be to chrome this up, then cover this, then repaint it gold. Okay. These are things that I gotta look into and work out of. Figure these things out. Now I can understand the reason why it's a time-consuming process to build this kit. I've seen people done some amazing work, but you know, it's not something you can build within a week. I knew this was going to take me a good month, and I've been at it for about literally close to 2 weeks, going into and we're going to go into 3 soon. So I'm trying to see if I can get this done hopefully by mid-June. So let me continue cleaning this up, and then we'll get to painting.